My name is Siobhan Timothy, and I am related to cheerleading because I head coach the cheerleading team here at ASU. And I've cheered for 4 years, and I also currently instruct cheerleading in the summertime.
My name is Angela Felice. I'm a volunteer here at ASU. I've cheered pretty much my whole life, so I know a lot about it. Cheer has done a lot for me. I probably wouldn't have gone to college without cheer. So it's kind of, I saw how much it could do for me, and I want to pass that on to others.
Yeah, I have a lot of opportunities because of cheerleading, and if I can, in all of my time that I plan to coach, if I can inspire at least one person, then that I would be successful.
I think I'll coach until I'm old. I'll be one of those old coaches that no one likes.
My biggest challenge I faced, so I started assistant coaching first, and I started assistant coaching on the stunt team while I was still a student here, and my biggest challenge till today is that I was so young, and at my first time coaching, there was some kids on the team that I cheered with, and it was so hard to gain that respect level and separate friendship from respect. And even till today, I'm still pretty young, and I have some friends that's on the team, and it really makes for a hard life when I want to command respect and yet still have friends on the team. So that's my biggest challenge as of right now.
Mine's probably the same. I cheered with a bunch of the girls who were on the team this year, last year, and the last 4 years. So it's hard for them to see me as a coach figure now. And it's also hard for me to step back as a coach and not be their friend.
What's the biggest myth you find associated with cheer?
Personally, for me, I think it's the stereotype that cheerleaders get. Everyone thinks they're just tiny, blonde little girls who jump around.
That's true.
And you know, a lot could be where they see cheerleaders from. A lot of people don't ever see the competition side. And if they would actually go to a cheerleading competition, they'd be amazed of the things that they see. So I think, and it's the hardest when I personally tell people I'm a cheer coach, and they're like, oh, you coach the little tiny girls who jump around all crazy. Like the students, I remember my freshman year of high school, we did not have any support or anything. They thought we were just a bunch of girls who partied a lot, is the stigma that they had. So it took a lot, and we had a new coach. We had to build up to be these athletic girls, and you could see my senior year that the students actually respected us for who we were. But it's a lot of hard work to get that respect from people.
Well, for guys, the biggest myth I think is that cheerleading is only for gay guys, is the biggest myth that I've found. I have worked with all kinds of men in the cheerleading industry, and I've seen that any type of guy can excel in cheerleading. And I've seen, actually, in this state, my opinion is that guys succeed better in cheerleading than girls do, no matter if you're gay or if you're straight. And I think, I don't see why that has to matter. And the funny thing is, cheerleading started out as an all-guy sport, and when the men had to go away to war, then the women took their spot. And so when the guys came back, then it was frowned upon for them to become cheerleaders. And still today, men are still fighting to be respected as a male cheerleader. I think it's, in my opinion, it's harder to be a male cheerleader than it is to be a female cheerleader, but I don't know. when I told my family that I was going to be a cheerleader, my little brother, ironically, said that that's gay and cheerleading's for girls, and he laughed at it. Surprisingly, my little brother is only a senior and has already cheered for as long as I've cheered in my whole entire career. So apparently it changed something with him, and it brought the attention to him, and he's extremely talented and he's really good at it too. So I'm really glad that he got over that. When I came to college, I think it was the hardest that I've had to deal with. That stigma was one of the biggest problems I had was that I was dating this one, and she was something that the football players was trying to get at. So it was kind of hard for me, and I found myself arguing with football very often, and they would say comments like, "Oh, that's a gay cheerleader" and stuff like that. And like I said, they can only say stuff like that because they do not know what it takes to be a cheerleader or a male cheerleader. So.
But would you like to see cheerleading become recognized as a sport at the college level, high school level, or just in general?
I think in general, yes. I think it should become a sport. There's a lot of different things about cheerleading that could be a sport. I believe that there's not cheerleading itself. There's nothing competitive about cheering at a football game. Well, there's nothing. We're not going against the other cheerleaders on the other team or nothing at a football game. Like, you don't get scored on it or nothing. There's no winning cheerleading team at a football game. So I believe there has to be more added onto it. I believe stunt, which is what the school's done the last few years, is a very good way of doing that. There's 4 different quarters. You get scored off of who does better. I believe that's a good way. That's my thoughts.
But even outside of the competition world, cheerleading is really hard on the sidelines. Like, you're cheering, you're standing for the entire game, and you're throwing stunts in between. You're being energetic, and when the sun is beaming on you, and to look happy all the time. And like, it takes a lot of athleticism to showcase how hard cheerleading is. And I think until you actually become a cheerleader or try it out or know someone that is a cheerleader, you won't really understand how much work it takes, even if it's not on the competitive side. Two things. Most other sports, they worry about them. And most other sports, they, like football, and nothing against any other sport, but like football, you're worrying about running faster, catching the ball, being a good thrower, or blocking, or pushing a person, but someone's life is not in your hands. And fear plays a big role in cheerleading, because like it's life or death, and if you do not trust the people below you, if you don't trust yourself, then you're never going to be able to showcase your skills and your talent. So my biggest fear when it comes, my stumbling block when it comes to tumbling is fear. When you think of cheerleading, first of all, if you ran a 2-minute and 30-second routine, it takes a lot of cardio because you're not just running up and down the mat for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You're putting a body in your hands, you're tumbling, you're jumping, you're dancing, and then you're doing it all over again, all in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So it takes a lot. Now when you get into the baskets like Marissa does, the flipping and the twisting and stuff like that, that I think takes a lot of gymnastic aspect of it, but I don't think it's the same as when you're holding a person in the air above your head with just your arms.
But going from a base to a top girl, I got a lot of different muscles, more so in my arms because as a base you're told to use your legs, and as a top girl you use your arms to support you and to pull up.
Yep.
And
so
the muscles you use has changed, so I believe it's the same.
I'm sorry, man. Do you not see TJ as well? Do us as coaches want more recognition and respect? I personally don't. I don't know about Angela.
I don't think
We respect, yes. We would like to be respected on the same level as any coach, but to be in the spotlight, no. That's not why we do it.
I like the team in general.
But the team, and because they work so hard and they put in so much time for this sport, I think that they deserve to be recognized more. I think they deserve to be respected as any other athlete that walked through this building, and treated on the same level. We're not asking for special treatment. We're not asking for handouts. I think they have proven that they deserve, that they've come a long way from the beginning of the season till now, and they deserve to have half of the things that the other athletes in this building have. My purpose as a coach is to have a good team. I saw something this morning that said, Maya Angelou said, I was watching her funeral, and it said, when you learn, teach. And I feel like I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from this sport, and I think it's my turn to teach it. I've had my chance in the spotlight, and I've had my chance gaining a lot from this sport, and now I want to give a lot to the kids that pass through us. And I say kids even though I'm young, but you guys are still kids to me.
You're still younger than us.
Yeah. A person that makes a good cheerleader is not necessarily someone that has amazing talent. It's someone that's willing to learn and comes to practice every day dedicated with a positive attitude. Because if you...
Let's say we have TJ here. He comes every day to practice.
I hate him so much. Live right here.
Lift your legs, buddy.
Better than Cassie's lip. Yes! Yes!
We have made leaps and bounds from last year. However, I do not think we're there yet. I think if we can keep the core kids that we have, I know we're losing a lot from graduation or whatever hobbies, if we can keep those core kids and just build on them, I think in 3 years, I'm even pushing to say maybe even next year, we'll be ready to start competing again. And so it takes some time.
A lot of work from the athletes.
It does take a lot of work from the athletes, but it also takes a lot of work from the coaches that we're willing to put in.
We can want it as much as anyone else, but we're not.
As a hungry man wants sliced bread.
He's hungry.
Let's go get dinner.
But we're willing to put in the work, and we just have to find that core set of kids that's willing to put in the work.
And I think we're getting there.
And
I like the group we have right now.
The group we have right now.
What?
Surprising.
Thanks, TJ.
Oh.
Surprisingly, I truly really like the kids that we have right now. And if I had my way, none of them would graduate and none of them would go their separate ways. But we're gonna lose them. We just have to showcase what we've done this year, and hopefully other kids can see it and say, hey, they're doing a real good job.
That's the point of the competition next week, is an exhibition.
Right.
Okay.
That's what we want to bring. We need to gain the respect in our student body so that other athletes can recognize the hard work that we're putting in, or the cheerleaders are putting in, and then we can take that outside of Adams State and showcase our talent, and so other people can recognize the hard work that they put in to other people. And people are like, hey, look, they're
We all suck.
Team sucks. JV team.